Hey everyone, just wanted to go over some trades from Thursday and Friday. They were all paper trades as I was away from my desk. Again, it's super hard to trade while I'm studying abroad here in Spain due to the time difference, but still follow along on my phone and do my pre charting and after charting routine as well. So let's just get right into the plays. The first one that I had marked that I want to go over is this one on Microsoft here. It was from October 14th, Thursday of last week. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So I had the 300.5 level marked. Excuse me. And as you can see, if we just go on a 1 hour time frame, oop, that's really messy. Let me just make that clear. All right, so now it's a little bit clearer to see now. It's been a key resistance level for quite some time now. Maybe 300.75 was a bit more accurate, possibly. That's probably an error on my part. But that's just the level I went with for today. It was a nice, or that day. And my entry was right at 10 as we were breaking, right as we were about to break this level, which I thought was a good entry. It's possible I would have scaled one at 301. Once I was seeing I had some trouble here, I probably would have taken one off just to see, just to protect myself, because typically I like to see these trades work out as soon as possible within the first 2 or 3 candles. I probably would have scaled one here, just to protect myself, and I fully stopped out here at 1025. As we were just playing around this level, and I don't really like when names play games. So I waited for the 5-minute candle close to close below the 300.5. Entry again was here. I was targeting this a dollar move 301.5. We really had some open space to run, which is exactly what happened later in the day. Which would have, I was expecting this move an hour later to happen, but that's not what happened. Just to compare with the Nasdaq, you can see that. Pretty similar stuff, Microsoft and Nasdaq. I wanted to see. I think, was this a fresh supply? No, it was used. So it was a 2-hour used supply, heavily used supply. Not heavily, but used supply. Wanted to see it act like a magnet, which is exactly what happened. Yeah, just another reason for me to scale out at 301, which probably isn't the best RR. So maybe I shouldn't have taken this trade anyway. But it could have easily worked out in my favor. It did not, obviously, and I stopped out for I think like 10 cents a loss on each contract, which was absolutely great, phenomenal risk on my part, because if this took off, this really would have made a decent gain on it. So really happy with how I managed this trade. I stayed in for quite some time, and yeah, so that was that trade. Again, entry here, exit here. Probably should have scaled one at 301, targeting 301.5 and above. Yeah, as soon as we saw Nasdaq kind of gap up like this, because I knew that we had VVM coming in, so that was just another confirmation on my part as well, with a strong market. All right, the next two I want to go over is Dash. I don't think I would have played. I would like to think I don't think I would have played either. I think I wrote down I wouldn't have played either, even though they worked out. Both of them worked out. If we just look at ES real quick and compare. Dash had absolutely zero volume, which made it a lower probability trade, so that's not really into my style. You can clearly see that we had not a lot of volume at all compared to the other days. Not a lot of volume at all either. Which in general it's a generally low volume name, which isn't great. So maybe I have to take that in consideration when I am trading Dash. So I think, but I would have traded the this one maybe. I think this is what I wrote. I had this level at 207.97. That was the key level I was looking at. And if we go over to ES, we can see that I think the reason why I wouldn't have taken this trade, where was this? Right at 940. Okay, so I would have taken this trade, yes. I had this written down that I would have taken this trade, targeting this ES supply as sort of the profit take area, as well as this 210 area would have been where I would have taken profit. So I probably would have scaled one here. Again, the fact that this low volume is here is really what's scaring me. So that's something to look out for. That would have been, so the first entry was right here before this break. Would have liked to say I would scale one here since we had a dollar push, which was great, and then probably stopped out here once we closed below VWAP and the level. I just have a tight risk tolerance when it comes to bigger names since I am still trading on a smaller-ish account. And then the other move was above 210, but I wouldn't have taken this since we had fresh 3-hour supply, so there's absolutely no way I would have taken this trade, even though we had a strong push, and it would have paid off. That's just something that I have to get used to. Yeah, so even though it worked out, it's a lower probability trade in my mind just because we have ES in fresh supply here and low volume somewhat. But we did volume spike here, so, again, because of ES with supply here, there's absolutely no reason for me to take this just based on my strategy and my tolerance. That's, my own personal trading style. However, I think the biggest and best trade of the day on Thursday was BA puts that I really liked. And you're probably saying, well, why take puts when the market has been so strong? And I believe I have good reason for it. I wrote down that, the reason why I had BA puts as part of my trade analysis was because I wrote down a little paragraph. I'll just read it. I said BA was actually a good play while YM was strong from overnight. As you can see in the overnight session on YM on Thursday, we gapped up pretty hard, or we were just strong in general, and we were approaching supply on YM. As you can tell, a huge resistance level as well around this area, and BA was gapping down, which I thought was extremely interesting. YM had a really, really strong night, and YM was actually gapping down, which was super interesting. And the level I had that I was looking to play was below this 218 level. I think, let me just check on this chart. Apologies. 219.5, that's what it was. All right, so so I said BA was gapping down, which means any sudden pullback in YM would result in that drop that we saw, which is exactly what happened. I wrote that down that you need to act fast and take profits fast regardless, since we were going counter trend from the market, since YM and every other index was trending upwards. So let's take a look at 219.5. I'll just make this 219.5 for now. My target was 218. That's what it was, I believe, but also a quick push profit take. All right, so below that level on Thursday it was. And as you can see, if we just go down to an intraday time frame on YM as well, we can get a better picture of it on Thursday. Okay. So you can already see that we were gapping down. We opened here, gap, filled the gap a little bit, and then just came crashing down. The interesting part was, look at the 5-minute candle on YM. It's green, already showing relative weakness on BA. The daily chart on BA was also relatively weak compared to YM. Another key thing to look at. So we had relative weakness intraday, gapping down, another telltale sign, and significant increasing volume. Excuse me. So I probably would have taken the trade as soon as we came down. So I was looking for a pullback on YM, which is exactly what we got. I would have taken the trade as soon as we broke 219.5, scaled out immediately once we had this dollar push move. I was targeting 218 as the final target, and it would have hit immediately. So this would have been a beautiful, beautiful trade on my part if I would have taken it, but I didn't, because I don't think I was actually in class at this time. So glad to know that this worked out. This is a high probability trade in my eyes. And then so that was Thursday. On Friday, I did take one intraday trade from my phone while I was away for the day. I did this on my phone actually, which is actually super interesting. So if you see that we were kind of consolidating up here, I really liked how buyers were in control. We kind of pushed through supply overnight, held value above here, excuse me. And this is when I took the trade. I took the trade right as I believe it was like right around 12:25, right around 12:30 area. So I know I'm still swinging this. This is just a swing trade on my end. But I liked how we were holding value really nicely above VWAP. This also would have been a good day trade if I was day trading. I was, almost considered day trading a contract. We were creating this wedge here. Another good entry could have been when we retested the wedge as well, but I played right in this 1230 area, getting in before the spike of the wedge, or before the premium spike, which I thought was a really good entry on my part. Stop probably below VWAP and targeting this 4480 area, which is the next level of resistance, as well as this 4465 area, which we've been kind of toying around with. So I'm curious to see how this goes. I did get a month out expiration just in case we do have a pullback in the next couple days. Plan on holding these contracts for quite some time and until all-time highs. Again, like I mentioned about a month ago. So it's been so far, it's been an interesting trade, and I'm happy with how this trade has been working out so far. So I will be back with more videos hopefully tomorrow, and good luck with the trading week. Thank you for watching.